Hello comic fans, here's Earl Grey. Once in a while there is some artist, some comic artist, some cartoonist who turns my little comic world upside down. And one of these artists is for sure Erik Svetoft from Sweden. I first experienced his art and his comics in this volume, Spa. It's the German edition. There is an English edition in the meantime by Fantagraphics as well. I guess it's in hardcover. The German one here is a soft cover, but beautiful nevertheless, with these blood red edges and the overall design and the creepy cover, which is very fitting for the pretty creepy insides here. There's this couple, not these two, but these two. Very, in the mood of whatever all the time, keeping their inner equilibrium despite of corpses in their own bathroom. But they sentence something is wrong here. They both decide we go to a spa because something is wrong in our home. And then they go to the spa with all these people here telling you that you will have the experience of your lifetime and all this blah blah that you get from the catalogs of lifestyle magazines. And they all keep this dream of, or this illusion of a fantastic lifestyle in the spa up, despite of all, the creepy looking details. Here, this is an amazing page right there. And very often you have these smiling faces, often reduced to a mask, very creepy mask, but it's the mask that maybe we wear most of the time in our everyday life, pretending that everything is okay, despite we are feeling maybe not so okay. So this is a hellish place, this spa. You can't get out, and there's some dark fluid creeping in. They always try to wash it away, despite it comes into this house, and it's unclear if this spa is built within some organic mass or something. Very and always these strange looking corpses, which are drawn much more detailed than the actual protagonists. I mean, this book, this comic will have you in a loop if you get the Fantagraphics edition for sure. It's really a story that you can visit again and again, and it's a social satire, it's a parody, it keeps you laughing sometimes, but most of the times you will feel very uneasy. It's creepy in the best sense. So it's safe to say that I really dug this comic. I liked it a lot. And whenever this happens, when some exciting new cartoonist appears on my radar, then I, of course, will check out the internet or other resources. Where can I get more of this cartoonist? Not more of the same, actually, because he has really a lot of different approaches to create and publish his comics and art. Speaking about the publisher, it's a Swedish outfit called Sanatorium förlag in Sweden, obviously. So maybe start with Limbo. I'm still considering if I should take off these stickers here. Look at the binding here. That's pretty neat, so you can open the book real flat. And the book here itself is a sketchbook with all the creepy stuff, and you can see the variety Erik Svetoft can draw, from very sketchy and doodly and from cartoony to realistic details and elaborate structures. And of course, very unique sense of cuddly body horror, mixing cute and innocent toys and animals with horrific depictions of stuff. And this is a lot of horrific stuff. Yeah, look at this one here. Yes, this guy, and there's the skin looking for his bones, obviously. Some kind of wardrobe dude there. What an idea. I really like the organic fluidity of his drawings. So yeah, this is, so to speak, a view, more than just a view, into the mind and into the laboratory of Erik Svetoft's head. Maybe the book that I enjoyed the least out of the output of Erik Svetoft's books from the Sanatorium förlag is this one here, Kantarell. An apocalyptic dystopian tale of, just a few people here killing each other for just the last scraps on this planet. You don't feel for them. It's just the way it goes, mankind in its last seconds. And death is the only thing that remains. I mean, this is a very simple premise, but you will have a hard time to find some comic that is more pessimistic and more depressing than this stuff here. And usually I'm not one who is for trigger warnings. Actually, I'm really triggered by trigger warnings. But if you have a slight tendency for depression or to be depressed, this is not uplifting material here at all. Erik Svetoft is not your kind of guy to save the day. Even if his books sometimes have these luscious, sweet, beautiful design to them here, and the paper is splendid all throughout the books here. And you see here the these golden foil letters there. But as I said, when people smile with these cartoony smiles here, they're actually kind of the opposite. They are not people you can trust. But look at the design of these books here for a second. Beautiful. And Domus is actually a book that is, again, more on the comic side of things. And starting with these hunters here, and a pretty strange and eerie story unfolds. The hunters hunt down, look for that elk, but somehow it's the elk that gets them, or is that so? I don't know, actually. Look at the use of colors, very simplistic, and he simplifies his drawing to increase the impact of all the design here. And then he changes his style again. We will see some faces like this later on in another book. So yeah, this is a book like in Mondo that I will show you in a second. That is rather a sequence of sequences. There are comics that are interwoven through parts, but then there are some artworks in the middle that have rather loose or actually maybe no connection to the stories, but you can think about some connections. So it's some kind of narrative throughout, but always intersected with these beautiful art pieces that add up to atmosphere and, yeah, just to the strange and horrific beauty of the Svetoft book. Very associative storytelling, in case you haven't got the vibe yet. So, it's just beautiful. I mean, if these kind of living corpses are not your kind of thing, then yeah, forget it. But for me, this art here and this cartoonist is just a revelation. So you have here some kind of, what do they call, what could I call them, pin-ups of sorts. The stories are very much what you make out of them here in this book. But it's not that it's so open that you left with just question marks above your head. Here is a good example for smiling people doing the most atrocious stuff here. Kind of smile, whatever you would call this. It's open for interpretation, and you can read these stories in very different ways, I think, and take different things out of them. But you find clues what to make out of the stories. There are lots of clues in the story here, and how you connect the puzzle pieces, this jigsaw puzzle here. But you can do it in very different ways. And this is really exciting. I love this kind of ambiguity in a way. There's this book here called Hakken. I couldn't find what the meaning of the word hakken actually is. It's a soft cover, magazine-sized book here. Again, maybe comparison to a comic book here. So we are definitely in oversized territory, and this is beautifully made. This cover here, and the inside you will find some comic as well. In this book you have 5 different stories that are even more associative than, or loose than in the Domus book that I've shown you before. And even the art style is a bit different, as you can see. Very surrealistic, very psycho, if you will, and there are definitely a lot of panels that just can't be explained. But you can make up your own explanation and come up with your own explanations. I think Erik Svetoft would be a fascinating and very fitting addition to the roster of HoloPress, and I really wonder if HoloPress maybe in the near future will sell his comics as well, because this gruesome stuff here is just made for HoloPress, the Italian publisher. Maybe it's just too colorful sometimes for them Italian dark folks over there. Not gothic enough, but hey, come on, this is so dark gothic, and so many pages that you can frame and to put on your wall, and to keep unwanted visitors out, because they think, what kind of weirdo will put these pictures on his wall? So this is for hakken, and to go mondo and koloss, and koloss especially is great. So hang on, but mondo is fantastic as well, and it's a bit similar to domus, and in terms that this is a mixture between art book and comic book. Look how this stuff here is printed on this cardboard. Even though I'm always a sucker for hardbound books here, the way this thing here is made is just perfect. Reminds me not only of HoloPress, but of the No-Pro stuff as well. They had fantastically printed books as well, and this color reproduction, if this looks great on your screen, yeah, well, because it is great, just great coloring, very impactful coloring here. And yeah, again, this is, on the first glance, it's an art book, but on the second you will find a narrative, because all these pictures here are connected through this yellow, is it water, is it some kind of acid that floats through this eerie landscape, these creatures. Again, each of these pages is an art piece for itself, but yeah, overall, it's just really a trip. And then you see out of this acid or this liquid, they make these cute doggies. And then this dog runs around until his head flies off into space at some place. But this is not the ending. Even though you can see here different story unfolding, but we will pick up the doggy theme later on in the book here. So again, different art styles, different colorings, different approaches to do his comics are connected through his demented brain. I mean, look at this stuff here. You flip a page and then you look at this crazy stuff. I love it that much, I can't tell you. So, I mean, you should order your books from the Sanatorium förlag, and maybe they will reprint this huge thingy here. This is the only book from all of them that took me a while to get it. Koloss was printed in a limited edition of just 500 copies, and it's pretty much sold out. I was lucky enough to find one copy for me, but you will have a hard time to find another one of this. But I think this book should be reprinted. It's massively oversized. I mean, more than double comic book size here. And again, beautifully printed on cardboard for the cover. And the paper inside is very thick, as you can hear. Yeah, maybe. And really to the benefit of the book, which is sturdy and beautiful, and so much to look here. I don't want to... yeah, just look for yourself what you can find on these 2 pages here alone. So this is a pure art book. There's no story in this one here. You will find some drawings that obviously are connected to Spa, or maybe sometimes to Domus. Most of the time they are just independent art pieces that he just did for whatever. I don't know. Look at the man who's coming out of the sewer there. And the closer you look, you will always find new details. When you look at these ornaments, you will find that they have some purpose to describe some eerie form, something between organic and artificial, but almost always winding up to the organic side of things. Yeah, I'm babbling just as an excuse to show you more of these pages, and the color palette that he uses for each page is exceptional. Sometimes very restricted just to a duotone, and sometimes to these shimmering shades of just a few colors. Yeah, this is one of these drawings that is obviously connected to his comic Spa. And the book comes with this poster here, which is 4 times the size, almost 4 times the size of the book. And I still don't know where to put this one here. But somehow this poster has to be plastered on some of my walls here. Yeah, it's great to keep unwanted visitors out of your little nerd cave, for sure. And I hope I made you a bit curious about Erik Svetoft and his immensely creative output and all the books that he has published through Sanatorium förlag. But of course, you don't make any mistake when you start with Spa, put out by Fantagraphics or the German Luftschacht. That's all for now. Thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye.